Hello everyone. Today we will be solving Cambridge IGCSE Biology Paper 2 Multiple Choice October-November 2023. Question number 1. The diagram shows some of the processes carried out by living organism. So we can see light energy taken in by green plants and waste products, so definitely excretion, and X, green plant going to chicken, definitely nutrition. Which two characteristics of living organism are represented by the arrows X and Y? So X is nutrition and Y is excretion. Option B is the correct answer. What are features of leaves of a plant with dicotyledon? Guys, we know that dicotyledon plants have broad leaves and parallel veins. So option A is the correct answer. The photomicrograph shows a cell from a type of aquatic plant. Which parts labeled on the photomicrograph indicate that this is a plant cell? So we can see plant cell contains chloroplasts, so S, and Q is basically cell wall. So Q and S, option D is the correct answer. The diagram shows an image of chloroplast. The image is 5 centimeter long. The actual length of the chloroplast is 5 micrometer. What is the magnification of the image? So we know magnification is equals to image divided by actual. So the image is 5 centimeter long. So 5, we can convert it into millimeter by multiplying with a 10. We can convert it into a micrometer by multiplying with 1,000. Divided by the actual, which is 5. The micrometer and the micrometer gets cancelled out. The 5 and 5 gets cancelled out. So 10,000 times. C is the correct answer. What are the features of osmosis? Diffusion is involved. We know osmosis is the movement of water molecule from a region of high water potential to a region of low water potential. So diffusion is involved, definitely. Requires cell wall. No, it does not require cell wall. Requires a partially permeable membrane. Yes, it requires a partially permeable membrane. So option A is the correct answer. Question number 6. The diagram shows apparatus which can be used to demonstrate osmosis. We have glass tube 1, which has very concentrated sucrose solution and a partially permeable membrane. We have glass tube 2, which has concentrated sucrose solution and a partially permeable membrane. After 1 hour, what would happen to the liquid levels in the glass tube? Guys, since we have sucrose solution which won't be able to come out through the partially permeable membrane, but water will be able to diffuse into the partially permeable membrane. So in both cases, water will be going inside the partially permeable membrane, and as a result, the liquid level in the tube 1 will rise and the liquid level in the tube 2 will also rise. So option D is the correct answer. Which substances are made by linking together glucose molecules only? We know glucose molecule produces cellulose, glycogen, and starch. Glucose does not produce fat, neither protein or oils. So option A is the correct answer. When bases pair up in the formation of DNA, what is one of the pairings? Guys, we know that A pairs with T and C pairs with G in DNA. So G with C is the correct answer. The graph shows the effect of pH on the rate of reaction of an enzyme. What does the graph show? Guys, we can see at pH 7 we have the highest rate of reaction. So definitely pH 7 is the optimum pH. Now let's see. The enzyme is destroyed at pH 9. Now we still have some amount of rate of reaction, so it's not destroyed. The enzyme works best at pH 6. We can see at pH 6 the enzyme is not working at its optimum condition, optimum rate. So no, the rate of reaction halves The rate of reaction halves as the pH changes from pH 5 to pH 7. We can see the rate of reaction actually increases as the pH increases from 5 to 7. So option C is wrong. The rate of reaction is the same at pH 5 and 8.5. So let's see, at pH 5 we had this amount of rate of reaction, and at pH 8.5 we had the same amount of rate of reaction. So option D is correct. The graph shows how the enzyme activity is affected by temperature. How can the change in activity between 40 degrees Celsius and 55 degrees Celsius be explained? We can see from 40 degrees Celsius to 55 degrees Celsius, the enzyme, actually the rate of reaction decreases and the enzymes probably denatured. Heat has killed the enzyme? Well, no. Enzymes are not living things, so cannot die. Enzyme has been used up? No, the enzyme does not get used up in a chemical reaction like this. The reactants are moving faster. The reactants are moving faster, but that doesn't explain why the rate of reaction is actually slowing down. The substrate is less likely to feed the active site. Yes, because the enzyme at high temperature, the active site changes shape, so substrate is very less likely to fit into the active site. So option D is the correct answer. The graph shows how the rate of photosynthesis of a plant changes with light intensity at 3 different carbon dioxide concentration. In each case, the temperature is 15 degrees Celsius. Rate of photosynthesis and light intensity. As we can see, when the light intensity increases, rate of photosynthesis increases as well. Now, we can see at higher carbon dioxide concentration, the rate of photosynthesis. At 0.1% carbon dioxide concentration, the rate of photosynthesis is the highest. Okay, so what is the limiting factor for the rate of photosynthesis at point X on the graph? At point X, definitely light intensity is not a limiting factor. But at the same level, increasing the carbon dioxide concentration has a higher rate of photosynthesis. So definitely carbon dioxide concentration is the limiting factor. The graph shows part of a leaf. X is spongy mesophyll. What is layer X? So X is definitely spongy mesophyll. Which stage of nutrition takes place when food molecules become part of body cells? Well, when food molecules become part of body cells, we call it assimilation. So option B, assimilation, is correct. The diagram shows part of the alimentary canal and associated organs. Which label part stores bile? Bile is stored in gallbladder. So C is gallbladder. So C is the correct option. D is actually liver. A is stomach. And B is pancreas. Bile is produced in the liver and stored in the gallbladder. So C is the correct option. In which order does water pass through this structure in a plant? Well, water never passes from mesophyll to root hair, so this is the wrong option. Water never passes from mesophyll to xylem, so this is also a wrong option. Water doesn't pass from root hair to mesophyll, also wrong option. Water passes from root hair to xylem, from xylem to mesophyll. This is a correct option. Question 16. A decrease in which factor normally causes the transpiration rate to increase? So the factor must decrease and the transpiration rate must increase. So we know a decrease in humidity causes the transpiration rate to increase. So option A is the correct answer. All right. In a mammal, what ensures the blood flow one way round the circulatory system? Now, if the blood needs to move in one way around the circulatory system, we obviously need valves. So option 17, answer, Answer for option 17 is D. Which row correctly identifies the blood vessel? The largest internal space, lumen. So we know that lumens are larger in vein, so pulmonary vein can be a correct answer. Thickest muscular wall. We know that in artery we have thicker muscular wall, so pulmonary artery. Transport blood towards the heart. Vein transport bloods towards the heart, so pulmonary vein. Option D is the correct answer. A baby acquires protection from pathogen from its mother's breast milk. What is this protection? Since this protection is acquired from outside source, so definitely it is passive. All right, so this is a passive form of immunity. This is not active immunity. There is no immunization caused by breast milk. It is neither a vaccination, so passive immunity is the correct answer. The diagram shows one of the structures in human lung. Where is the carbon dioxide concentration highest? We know that the blood that is coming towards the lung has the highest carbon dioxide concentration. So from pulmonary artery, correct. Option B. What is produced by anaerobic respiration in yeast? We know that yeast, when it does anaerobic respiration, it produces carbon dioxide and it produces alcohol. So option A, alcohol, carbon dioxide, and water. Well, it doesn't produce water. Alcohol and carbon dioxide only. Yes, it produces alcohol and carbon dioxide only. What happens as a result of deamination? Deamination is the process by which proteins or amino acids, basically, amino acids are converted to urea and a keto acid is released. So this is basically deamination, where amino acids are broken down. Amino acids are not converted into protein in deamination. Glycogen is stored. That is not deamination. Starch is produced, not deamination. Yes, urea is produced in deamination. So this is option D is correct. Sensory neurons conduct impulses from. Sensory neurons are found in the extremities of the body. So from the brain and the spinal cord to muscles, well, that is the job of motor neurons. Option A is wrong. Sensory neuron conducts impulses from one sense organ to another sense organ. No. All right. Sensory neuron sense organs to the brain and spinal cord. Yes, sensory neuron takes the information from the sense organ to the brain and the spinal cord. So option C sounds correct. Question 24. What is the function of cornea? Carries impulses to the brain. Well, cornea does not have any sensory organs. Contains light sensitive receptors. It does not contain any light sensitive receptors. Controls how much light enters the eye. No, it doesn't control how much light enters the eye. It is a transparent portion of the eye. So it refracts the light. 24D. The diagram shows some blood vessels near the surface of the skin. Skin surface, direction of blood flow, coming from point X and then Y, and then we can see point Z. If vasodilation occurs at X, what happens to the blood flow at Y and Z? So definitely if vasodilation occurs at X, blood flow will in Y and Z both will increase. So increases and then increases in Z as well. So option C is the correct answer. Which substances can be misused to improve athletic performance? Well, alcohol is not a typically used drug for improving athletic performances. Since number one option is wrong, so A and B is already cancelled. Anabolic steroid, yes, anabolic steroids can be used, and testosterone can also help build muscle. So 2 and 3 are correct. Answer D. Option D. Scientists investigated the amount of genetic variation found within different crop plants. They grew large number of each crop and measured the genetic variation within the species of crop. The results are shown in the table. Crop. For example, banana. Percentage genetic variation 0. Pea 65. Carrot 54. Which crop or crops have produced by sexual reproduction? So, since banana does not have any genetic variation, definitely asexual reproduction. And pea and carrot, they have genetic variation, so definitely sexual reproduction. So, option A, banana only, wrong. Banana option are definitely going to be wrong. Pea only, no. Pea and carrot only, yes. So option D is the correct answer. Which organ secretes progesterone? We know that progesterone is basically released by corpus luteum. So corpus luteum is found in the ovary, so definitely ovary. Pancreas releases digestive enzymes, salivary gland releases amylase, and testes releases testosterone. So uh, they are all wrong options. 28A. Which statement explains why the hormone FSH is used in fertility treatment? The name suggests for FSH is that uh, follicle stimulating hormone. So it stimulates the follicle. Okay, FSH causes the formation of a zygote in vitro fertilization. No. It stimulates ovulation for artificial insemination. All right. No, it does not stimulate ovulation just for the artificial insemination. It stimulates the production of large number of eggs for use in vitro fertilization. Yes. For IVF, we need large number of egg cells, so it stimulates large number of egg cell release. It is used to maintain the uterus wall ready for artificial insemination. No. Which substances is coded by the length of DNA? So we know that a length of DNA codes for a particular protein. A base is not a protein, glucose is not a protein, glycerol is not a protein, lipase is a protein. So definitely D. Question 31. Some features of cell divisions are listed. Chromosome number is maintained. Haploid cells are produced. New cells are genetically different. Results in variation. Which features are involved in meiosis? We know that in meiosis chromosome numbers are halved, so option 1 is wrong. So A and B are already wrong. Haploid cells are produced in meiosis, in sexual reproduction, yes. New cells are genetically different, yes, they are actually genetically different. They result in variation, yes. So 2, 3, 4 all are correct. So C is correct. Which statement about the inheritance of red-green color blindness is correct? So red-green color blindness. The gene for red-green color blindness is located on the X chromosome. Yes, the red-green color blindness is located in the X chromosome. That is a true statement. Females are more likely to have red-green color blindness than males. No, because females have X and X chromosome, so they have the option to have to become heterozygous and not carry the disease. So option B is wrong. The allele for red-green color blindness is the dominant allele. No, it is caused by a recessive allele. So also wrong. The gene coding for the red-green color blindness is located on the Y chromosome. Now it is located in the X chromosome, so option D is also wrong. So A is the correct answer. A couple are both heterozygous for the sickle cell allele. Okay, guys, uh, what is the probability of their first child have sickle cell anemia? So guys, the couple is heterozygous for sickle cell allele. We know sickle cell is caused by HBS, and the couple is normal, so the couple is HBA. So if we cross HBA heterozygous person together, this will give us so we can see only in one option the child, all right, out of the four options has the chance of getting the sickle cell anemia, so it will be 25%. Question 34. How does artificial selection differ from natural selection? Artificial selection changes the characteristics of living organism. So basically, both artificial and natural selection changes the characteristics of living organism. So it's not a unique thing for artificial selection. Artificial selection is based on genetic variation. Both natural and artificial selection actually causes genetic variation. So no. Artificial selection does not involve competition for resources. Yes, exactly, because it is done by human, where resources are usually plentiful. Artificial selection occurs over many generations. All right, even natural selection occurs over many generations. So C is the correct option for artificial selection differing from natural selection. 35. The diagram shows part of the nitrogen cycle. Which letter represents denitrification? Well, we know when nitrates are converted into atmospheric nitrogen, it is called denitrification. So option D. A few yeast cells were placed in a container of nutrient solution. The graph shows how this population size changed over time. Population size, time. Which row shows when the reproduction rate was greater than the death rate for the numbered phases on the graph? So reproduction rate, the main key point, reproduction rate greater than the death rate. So definitely when we are in the exponential phase. All right, and we are in the lag phase. So reproduction rate will be greater than the death rate. So at option 3, which is the stationary phase, reproduction rate and death rate will be equal. And in 4, this is the death phase, reproduction rate will be lower, death rate will be higher. So reproduction rate greater than death rate will be in only 1 and 2. So options 1 correct, 2 yes, 3 and 4 no. So B is the correct answer. The diagram shows a fermenter used to produce penicillin. Okay, X looks like the paddle wheel. The paddle, we can also call it the mixture. So paddle mixture. What is the function of part X? Well, part X allows microorganism to enter the fermenter. No. All right. Maintain an even temperature inside the fermenter. Yes. It is mixing. So monitors the temperature of inside the fermenter. No, that is job for the sensors. Sterilize the components of the fermenter. No, that is job for steam when inserted into the chamber. So option B is the correct answer. Maintains an even temperature inside the fermenter. Bacteria are used to make insulin. This happens in several stages. Bacteria synthesizes insulin in fermenters. Insulin gene is inserted into bacterial plasmid. Removal of insulin gene from a human chromosome. A section of the plasmid is removed. In which order this stage occurs? So basically a section of the plasmid will be removed, and then the removal of insulin gene from a human chromosome. The insulin gene will be inserted into the bacterial plasmid, and then bacteria will synthesize fermenter, insulin in fermenter. So 4, 3, 2, 1. Option D is the correct answer. The table shows some of the processes that occur during eutrophication. Guys, we know that eutrophication is basically when we have more nitrates in the water body, and that causes extreme growth of algae. Which row shows the correct increase or decrease of each processes? Nitrate ion availability in the water. As the nitrate ion availability in the water increases, all right, light availability in the water will decrease because there will be more algae. Rate of respiration by decomposer will definitely increase because algae are going to die and then they're going to be decomposed by the bacteria. Oxygen availability in the water will definitely decrease. So option B is the correct answer. The graph shows the effect of fishing on the fish stock over 20 years. In year 11, a fishing quota was introduced, followed by a total ban on fishing in year 16. What effect did this conservation measure have on the fish population? The fish population became extinct. No, we can see the fish population is actually rebounding. So it didn't go extinct. The fish population started increasing immediately after the fishing quota was introduced. Well, we didn't see any increase, but we saw it leveled off. It didn't decrease any further. The fish population started increasing only after a total ban on fishing was introduced. Yes, we can see from the year 16 when the ban was introduced, the fishing stock started increase. So for question number 40, C. Hi guys, if you like videos like this, then please consider subscribing the channel and sharing it with your friends, which can help them as well. And if you want us to make videos like this, then please write on the comments what kind of question paper that you want us to solve next, and we'll definitely do our best to put that kind of videos according to your demand. Thank you.